Have you ever wondered about this? It's a classic, right? What if you just woke up one morning and everyone else on the planet was just gone?
No, seriously, stop and think about it. The whole world is your personal playground. No more rules, no more traffic, no one telling you what to do. What's the very first thing you do?
I mean, the initial thought is just pure fantasy, isn't it? Every supercar, every mansion on the beach, it all belongs to you now. The whole idea of owning something kind of goes out the window when you're the only one left.
You could literally walk into the fanciest restaurant and make yourself a meal. Grab the keys to a Bugatti and just floor it down an empty freeway. It sounds like the absolute best kind of freedom. But, is it really that easy?
Yeah, not so fast, because the exact moment everyone else disappears, a clock starts ticking. And that amazing dream of yours, it's about to turn into a pretty serious nightmare.
So let's break down what really happens. Because our world, this incredibly complex, high-tech place we've built, well, without us to run it, it starts to fall apart. And it happens fast.
Okay, so what's the first sign of trouble? Think about it. Every single plane in the sky at that moment suddenly has no pilot. They would all start to fall, crashing and sparking massive fires all over the world. That's your first terrifying clue that you're totally alone.
And that's just the first domino to fall. After the planes, the power grid is next. You'd probably have about a week of electricity, maybe a little more, before, poof, total darkness. A few weeks after that, the automated safety systems at nuclear power plants start to fail. And way down the line, even the stars will look different as our satellites begin to tumble out of orbit and burn up in the atmosphere.
But honestly, the biggest dangers are the ones you can't even see. When those nuclear plants and all the industrial factories start to fail, they'll release these invisible clouds of poison gas, toxic chemicals, and radiation. The city, which used to be the safest place to be, is now a literal death trap.
So, what does this all mean for you? Well, it leads to one very clear conclusion. You can't stay in the city. It's just not an option anymore. Your survival depends on getting out and getting as far away from all our collapsing technology as possible.
All right, so you've managed to escape the city, but now what? The whole game changes. It's not about avoiding man-made disasters anymore. Now it's about surviving in a world that's quickly going back to the wild. And this is where things get really interesting. It's a complete paradox. On the one hand, you've got an endless supply of stuff, clothes, houses, cars, you name it. But on the other hand, the things you actually need to live, they're suddenly incredibly hard to find. Almost all the food will be spoiled, and clean, running water, that's just a memory now.
So, what's your new to-do list? First up, food. You're going to have to learn to hunt or get really, really good at finding canned goods that haven't expired. Next, and this is a big one, water. You need to find and save every single bottle of clean water you can. Also, remember, you're not alone out there. Wild animals are moving back into the cities, so you've got to be careful. And finally, see those giant dams? Well, with no one running them, they're going to fail, and that means massive floods are a constant threat.
Over time, the world you knew would just vanish. Cities will be overgrown with plants, turning into these weird modern jungles. Those satellites we talked about, they'll look like a constant meteor shower in the night sky. And the land itself will change, as rivers carve new paths. It's like a complete reset for the entire planet.
Which brings us back to the real question here. It's not just about finding food and water. It's about something much deeper. Could you handle the silence? The crushing loneliness? Could you actually truly adapt and survive in a world like this?
And maybe that's the final test, With no other people to talk to, maybe your survival would eventually depend on learning a whole new way to communicate by understanding the animals who are now the only company you've got. It's a weird thought for sure, but in a world without people, what would you have to become to make it through?